Ancient Egypt, a 3,000-year epic journey. Thousands of years ago, long before the light of modern civilization illuminated the world, a mighty empire rose from the scorching sands of the desert. Its architecture, science, and mysteries continue to leave humanity speechless even today. Just think about it. Without modern technology, how did people build pyramids weighing millions of tons? How did they discover the secret of preserving a human body for thousands of years? And why did the people believe that a pharaoh was the living image of a god? This is not merely a story. It is one of the most glorious and mysterious chapters in human history, the epic 3,000-year journey of ancient Egypt. In today's episode of 11 Files, we will explore the fascinating history of Egypt, from the fertile banks of the Nile to the dramatic fall of Cleopatra. The famous historian Herodotus once said, "Egypt is the gift of the Nile." And those words were absolutely true. Surrounded by the vast Sahara desert, Egypt would likely never have existed without the Nile River. Every year, the Nile flooded its banks. When the waters receded, they left behind a rich layer of dark silt. The Egyptians called this fertile land Kemet, meaning the Black Land. On this soil, they grew enormous quantities of wheat, providing food for the entire kingdom. Around 3100 BCE, a historic event took place. Egypt was divided into two separate kingdoms, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. Then came King Narmer, who united the two lands through conquest and wore a special double crown symbolizing a united Egypt. He became the first pharaoh, marking the beginning of one of history's most powerful civilizations. Egyptian history is generally divided into three major periods. The first was the Old Kingdom, often called the Golden Age of the Pyramids. During this era, pharaohs were not viewed simply as kings. They were considered living gods whose words were law. To ensure their eternal life, massive pyramids were constructed as royal tombs. The pyramid-building tradition began under Pharaoh Djoser and reached its greatest achievement during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built using approximately 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing from 2 to 50 tons. Without wheels or modern machinery, these stones were arranged with astonishing precision, a mystery that still fascinates scientists today. Beside the pyramids stands a legendary Great Sphinx, a colossal statue with the body of a lion and the face of a human, guarding the pyramids through the ages. But no power lasts forever. Excessive spending, drought, and various crises eventually weakened the Old Kingdom, plunging Egypt into a dark period known as the First Intermediate Period. The kingdom fragmented and civil wars and famine spread across the land. Yet the Egyptians refused to give up. At around 2000 BCE, the Middle Kingdom emerged under the 11th dynasty. Although it was militarily strong, it became even more famous for its achievements in art, literature, and culture. Beautiful stories and poems were written on sheets of papyrus, and important reforms improved justice and administration. This was a remarkable cultural renaissance for Egypt. After the decline of the Middle Kingdom, a group of Asiatic rulers known as the Hyksos invaded Egypt and seized control. Instead of accepting defeat, the Egyptians learned the Hyksos' military techniques, including the use of horse-drawn chariots and advanced weapons. Under the leadership of Pharaoh Ahmose I, they drove the invaders out of Egypt. This victory marked the beginning of Egypt's most glorious era, the New Kingdom. During the New Kingdom, Egypt transformed from a regional kingdom into a vast empire. One of its greatest rulers was Thutmose III, often called the Napoleon of Egypt. Through 17 successful military campaigns, he expanded Egyptian influence from Syria to Nubia. Then came the legendary Ramesses II, who ruled for an extraordinary 66 years. He built magnificent monuments such as Abu Simbel and signed one of history's earliest known international peace treaties with the Hittites. Religion and the belief in the afterlife shaped every aspect of Egyptian life. The Egyptians believed that the soul would one day return to the body, so preserving the body was essential. From this belief emerged the remarkable science of mummification. The brain and most internal organs were carefully removed, while the heart was left inside because it was believed to be the seat of the soul. The body was then dried with a special salt called natron for about 40 days. Finally, it was treated with oils and wrapped in hundreds of yards of linen before being placed inside a coffin. This extraordinary combination of chemistry and medicine allowed many mummies to survive for thousands of years. Unlike the pyramid builders of earlier times, the pharaohs of the New Kingdom were buried in hidden tombs deep within the mountains of the Valley of the Kings. For centuries, tomb robbers searched these burial chambers, but one tomb remained hidden from the world. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter finally discovered a concealed staircase after years of searching. What he found astonished the entire world: the nearly untouched tomb of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun became king at only 9 years old and died around the age of 19. Although he was not famous for great military victories, his tomb contained incredible treasures: thousands of kilograms of gold, chariots, jewelry, and the world-famous golden funerary mask. These treasures revealed the immense wealth and power of the Egyptian pharaohs. After Tutankhamun's era, Egypt gradually began to decline. Internal corruption, the growing power of the priesthood, and repeated invasions by the Assyrians, Persians, and Greeks weakened the kingdom. Following centuries of rule by the Greek Ptolemaic dynasty, one of history's most influential and captivating women appeared on the stage: Queen Cleopatra VII. With her intelligence, political skill, and charisma, Cleopatra allied herself with the Roman leaders Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony in a desperate attempt to preserve Egypt's independence. But fate was not on her side. At the Battle of Actium, the forces of Antony and Cleopatra were defeated by the Roman leader Octavian,